I feel moves fast. And when you need funding, there's no time to wait. At Fleximize, we keep things simple. No penalties, no red cards, just fast, flexible business loans. We only ask for the essentials and you'll get a decision within 24 hours. Once approved, the funds are in your account the same day. Fleximize, let's fund your goals.
Good afternoon, Town fans, and welcome back to Portman Road. Today, Derby County make the trip to Suffolk for our second home game of the season. It's fair to say it's been a pretty busy week at the football club as we welcomed 4 new faces to Town's first team squad. And this is where Kieran McKenna and his backroom staff will be making the all-important decisions to ensure Ipswich get their first victory of the season. The stands will be full, the atmosphere will be electric. It's Ipswich Town versus Derby County. Welcome to Town TV. Welcome back to our Matchday Preview live show, streaming live on X, YouTube and Town TV. Proudly brought to you by the club's headline digital partner, Fleximize, the UK's award-winning lender offering fast, flexible business loans. Derby County are the visitors this afternoon, with both sides looking to kick-start their seasons after difficult opening runs. Town are still searching for their first win of the campaign, while Derby have just a single point from their opening 3 league games. Both clubs carry plenty of history, but today is about the next chapter, with McKenna's men looking to secure a win, backed by the incredible Town fans in the stadium and at home. Well, yes, the atmosphere is certainly starting to build here at Portman Road. Alongside me, pitch side, we have the Ipswich Town women's manager, Sheehan, and it's the Town TV debut for Paul Goddard. Paul, thanks for joining us. What's it like being back here pitch side?
It's a pleasure. It's always a pleasure to come back to one of the old clubs. But looking around, looking at this football pitch, I should have brought my boots. I fancied it big time.
Joe, it's been an incredible week for the football club. All the Town fans, I'm sure, were locked in on social media with new recruits coming. It's been a very exciting week.
Yeah, I think obviously a few signings announced yesterday. One or potentially involved in the squad today. But yeah, it's now a really strong assembled squad, just in time before the deadline shuts on Monday.
Paul, it's been a tricky start to the campaign. We're still searching for that first victory, but what have you made of Town's performances?
We would want better, I think. Everybody would accept that. But you know, it's really tough to step back down from after the Premier League. You're feeling a bit sorry for yourself, the whole club. You just need a boost. Everybody needs a boost, and the sooner that comes, the better. And hopefully today the crowd can get going. They need a boost as well. Maybe they need to get going and really get behind. And you know, it's a tough game, but then the championship is a tough league.
Yeah, hopefully that boost comes today, Joe. What do you think is going to be in front of us from this Derby County side, who themselves have had a tough start as well?
Well, I think John Eustace has always been a really competitive top manager in this division, and has always put together really strong squads that have competed really well. So I'm sure it'll be a tricky game, but I think you say the excitement of some new additions, which I think will bring a new atmosphere to the stadium, so that will hopefully push the team on for a really strong performance and 3 points.
Well, it has been a while since Ipswich Town hosted Derby County at Portman Road. A lot has happened for both clubs since that League One encounter. Let's take a look back at the highlights from that clash in October 2022.
Friday night football at a packed out Portman Road. Marcus Harness has also come short, and he gets it from Davis, who then recycles it to Evans. Evans with a wicked ball in. Burns misses it. Here's Evans. Either that or he's really trying to make a point that he wants to come on. Burns here, battles away, and Jackson will get there ahead of the goalkeeper, and he's round the goalkeeper, and he's hit the post, and it's back to Burns! Goal! Portman Road erupts! Wes Burns slams it home, and that feels like a massive goal. Friday night football, Ipswich 1, Derby Here is Jackson. Brilliant control from Jackson. Jackson, can he get his shot away? Can! Near post. This goes in. Surely there's no way back for Derby County. Caden Jackson saved! Saved by Wildsmith. On we go. 8 minutes. But that's the full-time whistle. And Ipswich have beaten Derby.
Well, since then, Ipswich have been on an incredible journey, haven't they? Back-to-back promotions, that season in the Premier League, and now back in the Championship, but with plenty new faces. Paul, how important is it that this squad starts to gel very quickly so we can get some consistency on the pitch?
Yeah, the sooner everybody gets in there and the manager gets his group of players that he knows there's no one else leaving, there's no one else coming in, then everyone starts working at where they're looking. I think they're looking for a formation and a system that suits everybody, because they're different from the players we've lost. So you've got to find a new system. But I'm sure the manager's working like mad. But again, the crowd can play their part. This is, you get behind people and start making them run faster.
Joe, you're a manager. You know what it's like to welcome in new recruits. What will Kieran McKenna be expecting from his new signings?
Well, hopefully an immediate impact, but it's not as easy as that. And as Paul said, you know, it has to take time to gel and to build new relationships and connections and familiarity that hopefully then brings a bit of consistency to performance. But yeah, they'll be working really hard on the training pitch, and hopefully, yeah, the progress can be accelerated with the additions, and that will contribute to a lot of wins. We
have been on an incredible journey the past few seasons. How much will that experience help the players on the pitch moving forward?
Yeah, obviously really tough, and so the experience of battling away, going to the top clubs and playing, you know, a certain style. This is a little bit more of an endurance. You know, there's a lot of games in the Championship, but you probably get more opportunities, more chances to score goals, because that standard is not quite at the Premier League. And I think we just need a win. We need a win to get going, and then everyone will start smiling.
Joe, Paul mentioned that the fans here will play a big part in town on the pitch. The support that this football club has with its proud history, how much can they influence the game today and for the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think as we've seen over the years that the crowd have been absolutely amazing, and even I think there was over 4,000 at Preston last week, which was terrific numbers, and again it wasn't the result we wanted, but yeah, I think this crowd sticks by the team throughout the season. I think, like I said earlier, that the additional players this week will add an extra bit of noise from the crowd, which I think will be important, and say hopefully that contributes in a really good performance and a win, and hopefully, yeah, we can get a good bit of momentum together, and yeah, the crowd will continue to play its part home and away, and we're all hoping for a really strong season.
The fans will be expecting a return to the Premier League. The ambitions of this football club are right up there. How excited are you, Paul, for this season and what lies ahead for this football club, not just on the pitch but also off it?
I think you go right to the top of the club and the way it's been run. There's no hesitation. We are going for the Premier League straight away, and it will take a bit of turning round. We're maybe like a little bit of a slow cruise ship, and we need to be turned and pushed in a different direction. It just takes a little while, but I'm sure the manager will do it.
It's not just been the success of the men's team, Joe. The women's team, thought going to get hit by a ball then. The women's team have been on an incredible journey themselves. The Women's Super League 2, the first campaign ever. How excited are you for leading that team out in September?
Yeah, super excited. We've had a really long pre-season. We finished a few weeks earlier than the men, and we start a little bit later. So it's
You've had a good summer.
Yeah, it's been a long time. We've put in a lot of hard work. We've recruited really well, and yeah, we're excited to go to St Mary's next Saturday and take on Southampton in our first game.
Yeah, we're very much looking forward to that one. Well, Preston is a difficult place to get to. It's also a difficult place to go and get 3 points. Here are some of the key moments from our trip to Deepdale last Saturday.
Two teams have made unbeaten starts to the season match up against each other this afternoon as Preston North End host Ipswich Town at Deepdale. That's good pressing from Taylor in the middle of the park. Jaden Philogene is going to let fly from range into the box. Coming Ipswich Town's way at the moment. Valentin now will deliver as well. Smith rises highest, trying to head it down towards his strike partner, Osmajic. Osmajic has gone down, and the referee has pointed to the spot. There it blows. Osmajic scores, sends Palmer the wrong way. Preston penalty area, he's got Davis outside him. Philogene stroking it to Ben Johnson. Johnson hammers one left-footed.
Final cross, that final pass where we're just lacking at the moment.
Schmodix out to Clark. Clark delivering in, and it was beyond. Davis with the corner once more from the far side, and it's underneath Everson, and it's poked goalwards, but Preston again survive. Ipswich just starting to put more and more pressure on Daniel Everson's goal. Schmodix, 35 yards out, lines one up, and it's high and wide and wild from Sam Schmodix. Like you say, Luke, for all the possession Ipswich have had, Daniel Everson hasn't been forced into action too much, but he might be here as Schmodix was almost in, and it drops from McAteer inside the box, and he blazes it over.
That's where you just need a little bit more composure.
Small into the penalty area. Young raises a right arm, does deliver in towards Greaves at the back post. Greaves heading it back across goal. Taylor and Chaplin getting in each other's way on the edge of the Preston penalty area. Chaplin hooking it forward. Preston clear away once more. Taylor brings it down, goes for goal, and the shot is straight at Daniel Everson from Jack Taylor. We've played the 7 minutes that have been added. The final whistle has been blown, and Preston North End have beaten Ipswich Town at Deepdale.
Yeah, a difficult afternoon at Deepdale for the Blues. I was just chatting to Paul. You've played at Deepdale back in the day. What was it like back then, and how difficult is it to go and get 3 points there?
Yeah, really, it's a proper championship club. They've been there a long time, haven't they? They haven't really been able to get the next step and down. But you know, I can remember going there, and I've probably still got the scars down the back of my calves where that was the day when you knew you were going to get some studs straight down your legs, the first ball that come up. It's a tough place. It looks like we had plenty of possession, and there were half chances. We would hope for more, and maybe we need someone really score a hat-trick or something like that. That'd be really good.
Yeah, Paul's not wrong. We did dominate possession, 73%. Joe, what do you think the missing part of that game was, besides putting the ball in the back of the net?
Yeah, I think it's tough, certainly this stage of the season off the back of the year we had last year, and I think it wasn't that helpful giving Preston an early advantage, because I think it gave them something to hold on to sit on. I think Paul Heckingbottom's sides have always been really resilient, really difficult to break down and play against. So yeah, I think as soon as we conceded the first goal, it was always going to be that little bit more difficult. But yeah, like you say, we did dominate a lot of the ball. There was a few half chances, I think a few close moments where perhaps we would like to have done a little bit more. And yeah, I think if we wouldn't have put ourselves in a position to concede early, then who knows how the result might have looked.
Yeah, Paul, how difficult is it when you go behind so early on through a penalty decision to sort of, you know, the formation goes out the window a little bit, or does the game plan change? And it's how the players respond as well, isn't it?
It is. I mean, we responded well. We had a lot of possession, and we had some half chances. They're good defenders, and they sat back in numbers, so it becomes a very hard. If we'd have got one goal, we'd probably then gone on and got another. But we just need our goal scorers to come to the table and start scoring goals. You always need goal scorers.
Joe, when you're bringing in new players, you need them to gel within the squad quite quickly. I know you've got some new recruits coming in as well, and you'll want the same, but how difficult is it for Kieran McKenna to get those boys to gel as quickly as possible?
It's difficult because sometimes you can only accelerate that through experience that brings learning, and I think there would have been times when our squad would have been very stable and consistent, where we would have gone behind in games, and the team know how to get out of that and to respond well to get the goals that are needed. And when you've then got a new group and you go behind early, it's a new experience for everybody to find a way to come out of. So hopefully the experience of that last week will help us should we, if we end up being in that situation again. You'd like to think that we've been in a better position to overcome it.
Well, was of course a disappointing away day at Preston, but that is now in the past. It is all about Ipswich Town versus Derby County today, and if there's one man I know who can lift the spirits of the fans, that is Dave Vann, who is out back in the fan zone reporting for the first time this season. Dave, how's it going over there?
Curly, we're in the fan zone and we've got a real special treat for you here. I'm now joined with Louise Cobbold. I'm sure you've all seen her incredible work on the front of the Matchday programmes. Louise, thank you so much for joining us here today. We can see you getting started on a beautiful bit of art here in the fan zone. Just tell us a little bit about how the relationship with the club came about.
Yeah, so it was back in League One where we had contact and nothing materialised at the time. But then they asked me to do some promotional paintings last year, and so I did a few of them. And so from that, the discussion became more extended, and then that led to me doing the programmes for this season, which I'm quite excited about.
I can imagine it's been incredible. And I've got to ask, I'm sure the supporters at home are wondering as well, who are you most excited to paint this season?
Now, let's get the name right. The one that's just come from Norwich, is it Nunes?
Nunes, that's it.
Yeah, so I'll hopefully be painting quite soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, excited about that one.
Fantastic. Of course, we played Derby County today. What's your score prediction?
Ooh, I have had a little think about this. I think Ipswich will win 2-0.
2-0. We love to hear.
Yeah.
Louise, thank you so much for speaking with us on Town TV. Town fans, if you want to get your hands on some of this incredible artwork, it is on the front of the Matchday programmes. If you're not here on a match day, head to Planet Blue and there will be some leftover copies there throughout the week. Curly, back to you, pitch side, Upper Town.
Great work from Louise Cobbold there. Fantastic to see Dave Vann back on Town TV. The men's team are preparing for a huge game today, but the women's team are back training and gearing up for their first season in the Women's Super League 2. Joe, it's very exciting times for the football club. How has pre-season gone?
Yeah, it's gone really well. So it's been longer than normal, but yeah, we've worked really hard. We've integrated new players. We've had some really good competitive friendlies, and now we're looking forward to starting our first league game, say next week at St Mary's.
Is there anything that you've had to do personally different going into this new season in a league that Town women have never been in before?
Well, I think we're playing teams that pose a different type of threat to what we've been used to. So we've spent a little bit of time looking at what teams have done in terms of recruitment that have gone up from our division, the profile of their squads, the makeup of the team and the systems that different teams have played and the threats that they pose, because in our division for so long we've been a dominant team where we're now going to perhaps be the underdog on most occasions. So we spent a lot of time looking at what the teams look like, and physicality is going to be different, so we're having to make sure our players are in a better space to compete against teams that profile a lot better than we have been used to. And continuing our good processes as well that we've been very, very good at over a long period, as well as evolving them and seeing how we can get some extra games.
Paul, it's fantastic to see that the women's team matching the men's team with that promotion last season. It's fantastic for the football club that we've got two teams that are doing so well for the whole brand of Ipswich Town.
Winning games at any level, any team, is what everyone wants, and it's great for them to get promoted. I'm sure there'll be tough times, and Joe will have to deal with things, and there'll be injuries. But I think the ladies' game is blossoming everywhere. I've got a 16-year-old granddaughter who plays and loves it, and
you'll have to have a word.
Yeah, no. Well, give it a few years, maybe.
Who's her agent?
Yeah, she hasn't got an agent. Don't worry. But she just loves it. Never not wants to train, and I think that passion is slowly coming through the whole country. And us getting up into the top league is fantastic.
Yeah, that will be the ambition, Joe. I'm sure, like Paul said, there are going to be been tough weeks. You've gone from winning every week to now some really big games in that division. What are you excited about for this campaign?
I'm excited about being that, actually, being the underdog. I think there's been a target on our back for so many years where we've always been the standout team. We've always been a team that's been expected to win every week, and that's been difficult to deal with, especially for a really young team. So I think that going into a new division and being that underdog for once is something we're excited to do, and go to places like Newcastle and Birmingham and Nottingham Forest, teams with big budgets, big clubs, big brands, and being on the other side of that and trying to cause a few upsets.
Paul, we're going to big him up because it's not fair to do it himself, but we've got two fantastic managers in the men and women's team. They've both been here for a long time and seen some memorable moments. How important is it for the success of both teams that that consistency is there for everyone involved in the football club?
Yeah, if you've got good managers, good coaches, good staff, one of the things that they're obviously going to be travelling a lot more this year, aren't we? You can listen to Joe mentioned in those places, and just staying overnight, and all those things are part and parcel. But if the atmosphere amongst the players is good, then you'll get guaranteed, and it'll be tough. I'm sure there'll be some tough games, but I'm sure they can get through.
Yeah, we'll be following Town Women's first season in the Women's Super League 2. We wish them all the best that season. Right, from one brilliant manager to another one. Here's Kieran McKenna's presser earlier on this week.
It's not a cliche to say that everyone's tough. They've had two tough games, and they had a high-scoring game at Coventry, who of course have started well, and game could have went in either way. Set pieces decide it as often they do, so I think Coventry scored a couple of set piece goals, and Derby did as well. Did a really tough game with Bristol last week, so I think you can see in the first weeks of the season especially there's really not much between anyone, and everyone's fighting, and the games have been really tight and really competitive, and we don't expect anything other than that tomorrow. They're a strong, experienced championship team with a manager with good championship experience. Lots of good players in the squad, good physicality, good depth, and they're going to come here to try and make it difficult for us and get a result. And we're going to have to fight really hard to combat that and impose ourselves well in the game. So we fully know what to expect, and we have to be ready for the challenge.
Just finally, it seems obvious saying it, but 3 points this weekend would be most welcome. You were understandably frustrated and annoyed last week, and certain supporters are getting a little bit anxious just given no wins so far this season, and we'd love to go into the international break with 3 points with you.
No, of course we would. It would be big to get a positive result tomorrow and get a home win. But look, you can't wishing and wanting for a result isn't going to be enough. It isn't going to do it. It doesn't matter. Derby would be desperate to come for a win as well. It's about what we do. It's about everyone doing the jobs to the best of their ability, giving everything that they've got to the team, getting their details right, imposing the things that we want to impose, and standing up to the threats and the challenges of the game. So look, you can only focus on the performance and delivering all the right things, and you know that if you do that, then very often and more often than not it will lead to the result that you want. So that's been the work this week, and that's our mindset going into the game.
Well, plenty of insight there from the Ipswich Town manager Kieran McKenna, and it comes at the end of what has been a very busy week for the football club. 4 new signings, unbelievable, and I guess they're all equally as big, but the Marcelino Nunes one coming from Norwich, how do you think the Town fans will take to him coming from the other lot?
It's really tough. He needs to play well and show that he's behind with the blue shirt on, which I'm sure he will, and I'm sure that we'll get behind him, and it will produce what we've seen at Norwich.
Well, the Town media team did a fantastic job promoting that. He did really good numbers on social media. It was great to see. The reaction's been fantastic, but what we want to know is what can he bring to the football pitch?
Yeah, he's an energetic midfield player that carries the ball well. I was at Carrow Road a couple of years ago when he scored the free kick. So yeah, I think set plays he's brilliant. Not just the delivery but goals. And yeah, I think a really strong, combative central midfielder that's going to hopefully give us a different type of player to what we have already that can complement the whole group.
Yeah, be very excited when he does put on an Ipswich Town shirt. Darnell Furlong is another player that's come in with plenty of championship experience, which is what you need as well as amongst the young strikers that have come in. You need that experience as well.
I remember playing against his dad. And he was always showed loads of promise as a young lad. I think he might have had a couple of injuries that hampered him a bit, but he's coming good again. And I think it's a positive move. And it's a position that we're a little bit short of players. So, good stuff.
Joe, that experience that Darnell has on the pitch, but it's also what he brings to a changing room, no doubt. And like when Kieran McKenna buys up, it's not just the player, it's the personality as well.
It's essential for a strong culture and team environment that you've got people that offer not just qualities on the pitch but also off it, and like we know he's got terrific experience. He's played a lot of games at the level. He's been consistent at West Brom for some time now, and hopefully he'll come in and make a real positive impact, like you said, not just on it but also off of it.
Ivan Athon come from Como, obviously playing under Cesc Fabregas there. He joined them in January and now finds himself on loan at Ipswich Town. It's fair to say I don't know a lot about him, but as a young Spanish striker, I think he's one that can excite players. And for those young players coming to a team like Ipswich, it's going to be the perfect place for them to apply their trade.
Yeah, I don't know who went and scouted him in Como.
Lovely place, isn't it?
It's beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. Yeah, he's a goal scorer, isn't he? And he's a goal scorer. We need goal scorers. This won't frighten him, and if he can get on a roll and start scoring goals, we'll all be pleased.
Loan moves are really important for players, one that are leaving the club, but also coming in, and you obviously have a few. But what can Ivan and players like that come in on loan expect that for this season playing under Kieran McKenna?
Yeah, I think loans can sometimes offer different kind of value. Some are development loans, some are players that have perhaps fallen out of favour, but I think for this one in particular, I think the manager said yesterday to really embrace the physicality of the Championship. So someone who's got a lot of tenacity, a real hunger, I think will get the crowd off their feet and compete and enjoy the physicality of the Championship. Hopefully, score lots of goals for us as well.
And then last night we saw Sindre hanging somewhere from the stadium with a flag. A brilliant signing to get last night. Big money, a lot of excitement around him, but another young star that will relish the opportunity playing here at Portman Road.
I know very little about him, I'll be honest. But again, I mean, Kieran's got a great record with buying players and getting them into the team ethics. And I'm sure, look at this. Who doesn't want to come and play in this atmosphere?
When we were on Town TV for Matchday Preview Live for the Preston game, we were chatting to Scully about we've got a squad, one of the best squads in the Championship. We've added 4 new players. So what do you make of the business now, what squad we've got for the remainder of this season?
Well, it'll be better than it was last week with the new additions, and if it was strong last week, then it's certainly even stronger now. And you'd like to think with the different type of players are brought in as well, and even the one that was announced late last night, I spent a little bit of time looking at, and I think he's going to be a really exciting attacking player. The right winger that's also left-footed bowler counts, which was similar to Amari. So hopefully he can have similar sort of impact that Amari had in the Championship, because I think he's got a lot of progress. Will be a really exciting player for us.
Yeah, it's been a very exciting week for the Football Cup. So let's take a look at Kieran McKenna's starting lineup to take on Derby County this afternoon. There are 4 changes from the Preston North End game. In come Ashley Young, Connor Chaplin, Casey McAteer makes his debut as well. It's going to be a fantastic afternoon. Paul, looking at those changes that we've made and Connor Chaplin coming in as well, what do you make of the starting lineup this afternoon?
It's super competitive, isn't it? I mean, look at the players and the squad. It's a strong squad. You just got to have the round pegs and round holes, square pegs and square holes. But I mean, I think Ashley Young is a good buy, a good loan. Is he a loan buy? Because he's been there, seen it, done it. He can, like Morsey did for us last year, he can give young lads advice, get everybody in a good frame of mind.
And fan favourite Jens Kayuste is back in the starting lineup. The fans absolutely adore him. He's a brilliant machine in that middle of the park.
Yeah, top player. One I think we're all delighted to get back. Thought was a real strong player in the Premier League, so goodness knows what he could be like in the Championship if he was one of the standouts in the Premier League for us. So yeah, a huge addition. Hopefully he can have real high availability throughout the course of the season and play a really important part for us.
Casey McAteer makes his town debut. What a place, a home debut that is, I should say. But what an afternoon for him to go and showcase his talents and show these town supporters in a packed out Portman Road what he's about.
Yeah, I remember myself when you go and you make your debut, a big crowd, you're desperate to prove yourself. So you just want good service, good team around, and go and do what you can do.
Well, let's take a look at the Ipswich Town subs bench for today's game against Derby County. Plenty of faces on there that we're familiar with, and Ivan Athon is on the bench as well. And Chuba Akpom obviously had that fantastic season with Middlesbrough and then went to Ajax, now finds himself at Ipswich Town. Joe, it's a bench packed with talent, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and you know, hopefully they can come on and contribute to a team that's winning. But if we're not, you know, I think there's a lot of game changes on there as well to get us back in the game if we need to. So yeah, lots of quality. Stacked with quality. Yeah, if we've got any problems on the pitch, Paul, we've got a bench there that can cause some real problems. We've got lots of firepower now as well.
Yeah, Chuba Akpom, I remember watching him in the youth football when he played for Arsenal then. He was a tremendous player, great ability. Maybe sometimes his work ethic wasn't up to a youth level, but he's gone on and proven that, and he's obviously probably lacking a bit of fitness pre-season time, because I know he's been at the club for a week or so, but I know the medical people will be looking closely at that. But we have a great player to come on if we do need something. Yeah.
Okay, so let's take a look at the visitors then. There are a few familiar faces, of course. Lewis Travis, who was obviously at Town recently, is starting in the middle of the park. He signed a long-term deal with the football club. It's nice sometimes, Joe, isn't it, to see familiar faces coming back. Obviously, we hope he's on the wrong end of the result today.
Yeah, I think we've had so many players last few years that have come in short term, played an important part in the success, and I think Lewis Travis is one of those who's coming at a really good time for us. Made a massive impact in that short time he was with us last year, a couple of years ago, and contributed to a big promotion.
What do you think Derby's main threat today could be?
Carlton Morris.
Yeah.
Carlton Morris made himself a player, came through the youth ranks at Norwich, has gone on and become a very dangerous player, holds the ball up really well, scores goals, and is a real team man as well. And obviously Brewster's come straight from Sheffield United, but he was a highly thought of young player, so he's looking for a challenge as well.
Okay, well, let's have a look at the bench then for Derby County. Yeah, plenty of Championship experience there. What do you think is going to be the biggest threat that they pose, Joe?
Well, I think they've got a bit of pace on the bench. We can see that with Caden Jackson, who we know a lot about, and I was well thought of here, done a terrific job in a variety of positions. And yeah, I think they'll probably try and make it difficult for us. You know, they're a team that, like we said under John Eustace, are difficult to beat. So I'm sure they'll dig in, show a bit of grit, a bit of resilience, and I think if we're going to win today, we'll really have to earn it.
Well, one thing's for sure, it is going to be a cracking afternoon of football. And earlier today, Jacob Henderson caught up with Casey McAteer to get his thoughts ahead of today's clash.
How's this week been leading up to this home game?
Yeah, it's been really good. It's been driven by the manager, especially. It's been a good intensity throughout the whole week, and we've been fully focused on this game. We're just looking forward to the first whistle now. Yeah.
Tough one last time out. What are the things that you'd like to improve on, but also what were the positives that you want to carry into today?
Just taking our chances when we can, I think. We've had a big emphasis this week on finishing attacks, and we look to do that today. I think last week we just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net, but I think today if we get our chance we can put them away, it'll be a very happy day for us.
First start as well, are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, definitely. I've obviously had a good week's training, got to know my teammates a bit better now, and now I can build them bonds on and off the pitch. I'm ready for my first start.
And looking forward to stepping out at Portman Road?
Yeah, definitely. I've been here before, like I say, as an away player, and the atmosphere has always been brilliant, so it's good to be here as a home player now, and hopefully I can take a shine to the fans and they can take a shine to me as well.
Good luck, mate.
Thank you.
Well, one man whose name was always first on the team sheet during his playing days. He's a true legend of the football club and now club ambassador. Matt Holland joins us. It's so good to have you back on Town TV.
Nice to be here.
We're not going to be talking about what's happening on the pitch. You're going to tell us about this Legends Tour with you and Mills.
Yeah, looking forward to it actually. It's a Legends Tour which the club are selling. The club do tours around the ground regularly anyway, but this is something that's slightly different. So Milts and myself are going to join the tour. We're going to have a Q&A afterwards, chance for photographs. It's not a one-off. This is going to be something that we're going to continue to do more of. I think the plan is that there'll be another one in October and another one in November. Actually, I think it's almost sold out now. I came on to try and sell it. And say, look, there's a few spaces left, but I think it's almost sold out. Until they found out it was me and Mills and everyone wanted their money back.
A couple of refunds
knocking about. So, no, looking forward to it. It's first one's in September, so it's the international weekend, the Saturday. It's 11:30 to 2:30, so a 3-hour experience, and it'll finish with a Q&A with myself and Mills, something to eat afterwards. So, it'd be nice for me to go on the tour actually, because every time I come here, something's different. We're doing something. There's a new lounge, there's a new something. So, no, really looking forward to that.
So fans can expect some stories from yourself and Mills. Have you got one that you can share for us now? A little memory maybe from inside the dressing room?
Inside the dressing room, crikey. Do you remember James Pullen, the goalkeeper?
Yes.
Yeah, goalkeeper. He's played here. He got his boot stuck on his debut. There was a drain as you're walking out into the tunnel, and he got his boots stuck, his studs stuck in the drain. So I've walked out, no one else behind me, because the goalkeeper's second in the line. And I thought, where is everyone? Went back, and James is like that on his debut, trying to get his boot out of this drain in the tunnel.
But it nothing to do with his weight, was it?
Something to do with his weight, yeah. Look. Yeah.
He's a chunky lad, wasn't he?
He's on the jabs now, don't worry, it's all right.
What else can the fans expect from this tour? Because like you say, we are running them already, but this one's extra special.
Yeah, well, we'll see the new Champions Suite, Game Changer Suite. We'll be behind the scenes. The dressing room changes every time I go in it as well, so that looks really nice now as well. I've been in there today, so you see the dressing room, trophy room, you'll see everything. So yeah, the new TV studio, which I think is the best in the business. So yeah, there's plenty to see, and as I say, Q&A with myself and Mills afterwards, and then this will be an ongoing thing, so there'll be another one in October and November as well.
So the first one is nearly sold out. Plenty more coming. How can fans get involved and book their place?
Now you've got me. tickets.itfc.co.uk.
Ah, well remembered, Matt. That's brilliant. Right, before you go, we're going to need a score prediction. Derby County at home in the Championship. What are you predicting?
Well, my last game for Ipswich was at Derby, 2003. My last touch in Ipswich shirt, I scored. We won the game 4-1.
You haven't got your boots, have you? Get on.
We won the game 4-1, so I'm going to go for something similar, 4-1.
Paul, what about yourself?
One less, 3-1.
And Joe, we'll finish up with you.
That was mine, so I'll go 3-0.
Brilliant. Right, that is almost time here on Matchday Preview Live. Big thank you to Matt for joining us. Good luck with the Legends Tour. Right, a reminder to our overseas supporters, there are no restrictions for today's game, so go and get yourself a Matchday pass or go through Town TV Plus subscriptions. We are going to leave you in the safe hands of Ian Westlake and Glenn Wheeler for the full audio commentary. One more time, big thank you to the guys joining us, for you watching at home, and to our sponsors, Fleximize. We'll see you next time. Come on, you Blues.
Just like football, business moves fast. And when you need funding, there's no time to wait. At Fleximize, we keep things simple. No penalties, no red cards, just fast, flexible business loans. We only ask for the essentials and you'll get a decision within 24 hours. Once approved, the funds are in your account the same day. Fleximize, let's fund your goals.
It's a new season, a new challenge, a new home. Some new faces, same support.
But Preston is there on the follow-up to make it 3.
We need you again. Let's do this together.
When we started this, did we ever think we'd have a partnership with a football club? Absolutely not. This is beyond our wildest dreams. We pretty much exclusively hire graduates at Halo. We're very proud of our Suffolk roots. Halo's a pretty passionate, positive, enthusiastic place generally, but when you've also got what's going on at the football club, and it's just blending passion and enthusiasm.